Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We are here for episode number 20. My name is Christian Dragonetti. I am proudly sitting next to my co-host, Mr. Joel Mitchell. We are proudly supported by Halfcaf Golf, as always. Mr. Joel Mitchell, how are you, mate?
Very good now that we've had 4 tacos each.
Yes. 4
And you?
Yeah, not bad.
Didn't expect that, did you?
No, not at all.
No? Well-
Yeah, funny you mentioned that. You were telling me about the good taco eating
The
challenge
eating challenge.
video.
I was
and we
actually,
were just discussing that.
you haven't
whilst-
watched it yet.
I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't
I'm
watched it
planning
yet.
on it.
And I tell you what, I was quite impressed with how much those boys can eat.
Yeah, I know.
Especially one in particular, Garrett. Jesus Christ. I didn't think he could down that many, but I reckon you'd give him a good old run for
Jesus, thanks. It's a very polite way
it.
of saying that I'm fat.
Oh, well, it's not. It is not. It is not.
Most recent round, how'd you go?
Happy.
Yep.
So my most recent round was on Saturday. I had 66 off the stick, so that's 5 under off the black.
Yep.
At Rosanna. So
Jealous.
I was quite happy with that, which was on the back of 66 that I had on Thursday as well.
Cool.
So just 2 solid ones in a row. Bit spew. Like I'm not going to say I had a cold putter. I just hit it way better than I putted.
Okay.
So rolled in a few,
Yep.
but the ball striking was awesome.
Was back.
And it's back, yeah. Do you know how I was saying the last probably 2 pods, I'm just saying it's just not there. Swing feels a bit busted. It's because I wasn't really playing or practicing. I was working a bit.
Yeah.
I put my head down a little bit in 2 practice sessions, had a couple more sort of on-course stuff and just sort of massaged it out a little bit.
Cool.
And then went bang. So
Yeah, nice.
Thursday was really good. Thursday actually played quite easy. I had 66 and I had 33 putts.
Yeah, right.
So I had,
Very good.
I had an eagle and hit 17 greens. And then I hit, and on Saturday, did very similar thing. Had another chip in, had an eagle on 18
Nice.
as well with 34 putts, hitting 16 greens.
Yeah,
So
right.
I
Okay.
chipped in twice in 4 holes.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, but so yeah, solid rounds. Quite pleased. Yeah, if the putter did catch fire, we could have had a couple scuba numbers,
Yep.
but not complaining at all. The ball striking feels great.
Yeah, good.
So I'm pleased, and yeah, we just need that flat stick to really catch fire. I'm not going to ask for too much. Can't get greedy. Like,
No.
I'm not going to say no to
65 to 65. I think you shut your mouth and be happy with it.
I'm not going to complain at all or throw back a pair of 66s at all.
Yeah.
Not at all, and I would happily to keep continuing that. Yeah, but
It's coming.
I'm feeling a deep one.
Yeah, good.
There's a deep one in the next probably 3 weeks, and I'm not going to say there is. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Okay.
There's good things.
There's good things on the horizon.
And you?
Yeah, good. 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 My most recent round was at Heidelberg on Saturday. It was a 4-ball, best ball, par round.
Yeah. So 4-ball par.
Yes.
So you and old mate.
Me and Mitch, my mate Mitch, I play with every week.
Yeah.
Teamed up, and Michael was with another fella that joined in with us. And I hit the ball pretty good,
Good.
right?
Good. Ball striking's there. Good.
Ball striking's there. So to sum up, basically, I had 77
Yeah.
off the stick.
Yeah.
So
Solid.
5 over.
5 over. Solid.
And we had +9 for the day as a team,
Oh.
which could have easily been +11.
Oh, well, everything shoulda, coulda, woulda. I said that earlier. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Had
Absolutely.
10 under, but yeah, anyway.
The event we played in was, I think, the Don and Tom Cup,
Yeah.
which is a 2-player event
Yeah.
or team event.
Yeah.
And the top 8 from Saturday qualify for the quarters, and then the top 4 qualify for the semi. It's like a 4-week thing.
Yeah.
I think we came 9th, tied with +9. The winners had +13.
Oh.
So, like, just went scuba.
Just went.
But again, like a couple of, I think,
had a day.
high teen handicappers, which was fine. But, like,
Oh,
yeah,
all they need
just
to
a
do
good
is
day.
beat both their handicaps by 3 or 4. And
Absolutely.
they go nuts.
And, like, Mitch and I scrambled for the better part of that +9. Mitch holed a putt from off the green on 18 for a 4+,
Oof.
right? Just to snag 9.
Just a snag, yeah.
I started birdied 1, birdied 2, and then was, I think, I lost a couple of shots through that. I turned 1 over,
Yeah.
and then turned 4 over on the back. Just hit the ball solid.
Yeah.
Had some good putts and, putted dots to start with especially. But I sort of preface this before we got started because normally I give you a call over the weekend and go, this is how I played, or we chat about it before we record, so that you got an
I was
idea.
actually wondering where that phone call was.
Yeah, so
we
that
usually do speak about it on like a Monday, or even a Sunday arvo usually is the call, I reckon.
Correct. And it's, I just generally give you a heads up about where it's going to go and what this chat could be.
Yeah.
This week I haven't.
No, you haven't
And
said
for
a
this
word.
reason, I'm about to tell you.
Oh, God.
I played a different golf ball on Saturday. Completely.
New brand.
Whole new pill.
Does it start with T?
No.
Oh, okay. No, I'm happy. I don't care what you do. Start with C.
Nope.
B.
Yep.
Bridgestone.
Yep.
Ah.
So the story for this is
They're a good ball.
They are a good ball. Not last Thursday, so before episode 19 went out, the Thursday before. Michael, short game Michael, and I went to the simulators.
SG
at
Mick.
Latrobe,
Yeah.
SG Mick. And we were just chatting while we were there, and he was telling me, I'm thinking about changing balls, maybe try and find something a bit cheaper than a Pro V1
Yeah.
that gets me similar sort of results.
Gets you. Yeah.
And he'd heard from a mate about the Bridgestone Tour B RX balls.
Yeah. Good ball.
And he goes, I might just buy a dozen. They're pretty. I think the 2022 models are on sale at the moment at Golf Clearance Outlet. He's like, I might just buy them.
They're a spinny ball.
They are.
They're a spinny ball.
Oh, well, this one, not so much because it's designed for clubhead speeds under 105 mile an hour.
Oh, probably a good winter ball then.
Yeah. And that's, funnily enough, what Michael said towards the end of the round. Anyway,
Yeah.
Thursday just gone before the round, he messages me and goes, "Oi, I bought a dozen. I'm going to throw you one on Saturday. Hit it. See how you go." I was expecting to play this ball, Joel, no joke, for 3 shots. I was going to play it down one,
Yeah, but it felt. But
and I was going to just put it in the bag and go, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not bad.
have it back.
yeah.
Go back to a Pro V1.
Yeah. But you start birdie. You're like, oh.
Start birdie, shoot 77, play all right. And the thing, I did notice a difference
Yeah, good.
between how I've been hitting a Pro V1. And yes, it's winter, and I'm sure if I tried it in the middle of December, right, it might give me some different results.
Yeah.
But almost to the point now where I'm thinking about I might go and buy a dozen myself.
What? Just because it's cheaper?
Yeah. And I mean, I bought the
Why not?
Pro V1 loyalty thing
Yeah, the Tyler's
with it's got
the Tyler's
GJGJ on them. We both put those
Yeah,
in
we
our
both
golf
got some of
balls.
them.
And I've still got 3 dozen of those sitting in the garage.
Yeah, so you got.
But I don't know whether
room.
I got heaps of balls. I just don't know whether or not I put those aside for summer and then just go and spend $50 on a dozen bridgies and see how far that gets me.
Play by ear.
And it got me thinking, like,
Well, because in winter, a ball tends to scuff up a little bit more because there's a bit more
this
dirt
thing-
gets on it. It gets a bit sandier, blah blah blah. There's a bit of moisture, and it can tend to. I find it's harder to keep clean,
agreed. I completely
especially
agree.
because you can get. I wouldn't call it complacent, but you do get like, fuck it. You know what
And
I
that's
mean?
the one
During
thing-
winter, especially because it gets dirty pretty much not dirty, but it gets something on it every shot. Whereas in summer, when you're hitting it pure,
And it's dry.
And it's dry. All you're really doing is
Scuffing it up in a bunker.
wiping it off when you sort of nip a wedge shot out of the rough or something like that. And you just wipe a bit of grass off. And if you're hitting it pure, you don't really scuff up the ball.
No.
But in the summer, I find you kind of do quicker.
It was the one thing I sort of noticed. I didn't say it to Michael at the time. I completely forgot, to be honest. I looked down at it on 17 and the thing was beaten up.
It was smashed. Yeah,
It was
soft
beaten
cover.
up,
Soft
right?
cover.
And I was like, okay, well, that's something to note for like a comparison against the Pro V1. Because if I had played the same round with the Pro V1, I don't think it would have
wouldn't
been
have done that.
as damaged.
No.
I've got the pill in my bag. I'll show you before.
The Pro V1s have gotten a lot better. A couple previous models, they used to get chewed up. And I did notice that. Like, even if you hit like a real nippy wedge shot from sort of 80 meters, you get up there and there's a bit of graze on it, sort of from the grooves sort of thing. And I don't notice that anymore, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So
there
I
you
find
go.
the covers have improved, and the Pro V1, hence probably why it's so expensive for some.
Correct.
But it's that top premium ball, I guess.
And like I've had debates with mates and particularly a couple of boys that I've played with in the past and, always hang around us in our groups on Saturdays. You know them as well. We always talk about whether or not the loyalty reward balls that we get with our stamping on them, whether or not they're different sorts of quality from like of Pro V1s, which they're not.
No.
And we decided after having this discussion, because one of the boys goes, I scuff these ones up so much more if I would just go in the shop and buy a dozen regular ones that don't scuff up as much. And I go, yeah, that's true. Like, I'm the same. But then we thought about it a bit more and realized that the loyalty program starts in April, right? And so you're playing these balls in the middle of winter and the conditions aren't favorable.
I'm glad you're smart enough to factor that in.
Right. And we were just
So
like,
who said that?
Anth. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great bloke. He's good mate of mine.
He's pulled that out.
Yeah. But and again, typical excuse finder, probably trying to figure something out.
Yeah, of course.
God love him. But yeah, that was the discussion we had one day on the golf course. And I was like, yeah, you're onto something here. But then I'm like, nah, it's just winter, man. Like, we're just shit. We can't hit the ball well in winter.
The quality control of Titleist. And
You're very biased.
People are going to say you're biased. And look, I am. And I'm not going to say I have to be. I really am. And I'm for a good reason. The quality control of that product, and I've heard it from multiple reps, and honestly, the CEO of Acushnet. He's come into Rosanna before. I've met the bloke. And he goes, one tiny little thing, ball's gone. He goes, it has to be millimeter perfect.
It gets stamped with practice and ends up in a shag bag somewhere.
Ends up in my shag bag.
Yeah, legit.
But other than that, yeah, the quality control of them is phenomenal.
But yeah, that was just a little takeaway that I had from the weekend is that, like, maybe trying a different ball can sometimes rejuvenate something. Different times of the year is one thing, but then Michael's also been searching for something and he goes, maybe I just need a different spark. And to be honest, he turned it on too on Saturday, first round using these. And all the things I've heard about Bridgestone as a golf ball is extremely positive.
Yeah.
Extremely successful golf ball.
I've never heard anything negative from Bridgestone ball.
No.
If I'm honest.
And that's exactly right. Like there's nothing bad to say about them.
Yeah, a good affordable ball that does what you need, and yeah, like it's probably just a little step below the top premium stuff, but it does exactly what it's going to do what you need.
And I think, like,
essentially,
the one thing so after we had that discussion at the sim the other week, I went and did my own research and sort of looked into it. Well, if I'm going to buy a dozen, what would I get, right, and what suits me? And based on what Bridgestone is saying in their marketing, the ball I played on Saturday, that Tour B RX, was not designed for me as a golfer.
Okay.
It's designed for players with a driver swing speed of under 105 mile an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is not really what I'm producing. I'm producing a little bit more than
A
that.
touch more, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, a bit more.
In winter, you could argue that I'm closer to 105.
Oh, you'd probably be, in winter, you'd be in between 107 and 110.
Yeah.
And if you do catch one good, it might be a touch more.
Yeah.
Probably, it'll be about that.
And that sort of got me thinking, I'm like, all right, well, then maybe during the months, do I just go and play a lesser golf ball in that sense?
To cater for those
just
changed
to
conditions.
cater for the fact that I'm not going to be as warm and as limber.
Why not?
And it's not a bad idea. And
you're not going to chew through as many balls either because you're not playing enough.
Correct.
As much. And
going back to what I was saying in my research, I don't think many other golf brands or manufacturers, especially ball manufacturers, would turn around and say, if you have this swing speed or are looking for exactly this, or you possess these abilities, play this golf ball.
Yeah. Wait,
do you know what I mean?
You say there's no other brand that does it.
You hear manufacturers say, oh, this one produces more spin around the greens, it's hotter off the face and less spin off the driver face, right?
Yeah.
Pro V1, typical, right?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't turn around and go, Titles would never turn around and go, if you have a club head speed of 102 mile an hour, this golf ball isn't for you.
Well, that's because the ball's made for anyone.
Correct. Right? And I get that. But I feel
That's
like
what you look for in a ball.
There's probably far more variations of the higher end premium golf balls in the Bridgestone glossary.
How many are there?
6.
6 premium Bridgestone.
I'd say so. Or 6 in that Tour B range.
But they're just for different balls. Different club speeds.
Different club speeds, different feel, different everything. Maybe not 6. I'd say 4.
Okay.
At least. And I felt like the variety was there for someone who might be brand new into golf going, I want a pretty cheaper, like alternative to like a top of the range Pro V1. I don't want to go spending $85 a dozen.
Yeah, true.
Right? I want to spend, I'm thinking maybe that 65, that $65 range
60,
is more
65
it.
sort of thing.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Bridgestone because I've heard great things about them.
good.
And if you're out there,
I like that little change in sort of the ball's going to do a very similar thing, but it's going to change a tiny bit with a lesser or more club speed.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Titleist, they have 4 premium balls, 4 top premium balls, which is Pro V1, Pro V1X, AVX, and left dash. So, and they're all designed for any club speed, anything, but they just do something different each time.
correct.
So the Pro V1 is your happy medium. It's the middle feel. It spins less than a Pro V1X, more than the AVX. Flies lower than the Pro V1X, but higher than the AVX, blah, blah, blah. AVX feels like a marshmallow. It's soft as fuck. But it spins less. You get a bit more distance off the tee. You still get a lot of control around the green, but it feels softer. You tend to have... We tend to find the older demographic or a lot of the women's base love the AVX because it feels soft. They get plenty of rollout and it doesn't fly too high, right? So that doesn't get out of control too easily. Whereas you'll find... Like, I love the Pro V1. I use the Pro V1 because I find it's happy medium. It doesn't overspin sometimes because I produce a lot of spin on my wedges and it doesn't. And I tend to not like seeing that pitch, rev back unless I need to. But I like seeing that skip, stop as you probably see a lot of in my golf game. So that Pro V1X will just spin up a tiny bit more, especially because I do hit up on it on driver or longer shots. I would get probably too much spin and too much height with the Pro V1X. Yeah. Even though, and that's slightly firmer as well. The Pro V1X is slightly firmer, softer core. So it spins more, flies a bit higher. So yeah, it doesn't change in ball speed. And we get a lot of the time when people walk into the shop, they go, "Oh, I'm not good enough for a Pro V." And I'm like, everyone's good enough for a Pro V. That's just what are you looking for? And a lot of, probably 90% of the time when someone doesn't know what ball they're looking for, they tend to go something cheaper, which is completely understandable, right? So they go down to something like the Tour Soft or
a True Feel.
What they did have was the Tour Speed. They don't do that anymore. But yeah, Tour Soft, True Feel, and yeah, we tend to fit a lot of people into the AVX as well because it is slightly cheaper as well. And yeah, if people are like, "Oh, I don't care what it costs, what ball's for me?" I'm like, "Well, do you like seeing it fly higher and spinning more?" And they go, "Yeah." They go, do I say, "Do you like a soft ball or a firm ball?" Like a lot of people say they want a soft ball, but a lot of people go, "Oh, I hit it good enough, so it feels nice anyway." Cool. Okay, you want the Pro V1X then? It's going to feel nice. It's going to spin high. It's going to spin more. Or fly higher, spin more. So yeah, that I like that variation in club head speed in particular with the Bridgestone. That could really work.
It was definitely something that caught my eye. Was just like, okay, they've got something for everyone. You just got to dig a little bit deeper. Yeah, because the golf ball that, if I went off what I was actually looking for, would be the Tour B RXS.
Yeah.
Right? Which is the ball I played anyway, just a little bit more spinny.
Okay.
Right? And it's for above 105 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and we could sit here forever and talk about it.
Blah,
But
blah,
I just thought, obviously great.
You tend to find that the balls that are produced for a higher club head speed will spin a little bit less. That's what they're designed to do.
Well, I must have it the wrong way around then.
Like a lower club head speed, they'll try and get the ball to be a bit spinnier, so it stays up in the air a bit longer, and sort of flies a little bit higher. That's probably the tendency. That's my guess.
Yeah,
could be wrong, but that's my guess. And like a higher club head speed, if someone's swinging at a 115, 120, they're swinging it quick enough where they're producing enough spin as it is.
Yep.
So they need they need a ball that's going to fly a tiny bit lower and spin a tiny bit less because they're already able to produce that speed and that spin. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That's my guess. I like I said, Bridgestone could do a different.
You've just got a massive habit of rambling on about golf balls, and it takes my breath away how much information you can retain in that tiny little head of yours.
Tiny. I've heard otherwise. Fucking
hell. So I'm just literally I'm on Golf Box website at the moment, and I'm looking it up. The RX, which is
while we're talking about this for all the listeners, do your research on golf balls.
Absolutely.
If price isn't an issue, which for some it can be, particularly this is no dig at anyone, particularly I noticed for a higher handicapper when a lost ball can be an issue. 1, maybe 2 per 9 holes sort of thing, or 1 per 9 holes sort of thing. So if losing a ball is an issue, then, a reconsideration to a slightly cheaper ball that you're still happy with its performance could be the best way to go. But for someone of a lesser handicap or someone that doesn't lose balls often, there's even higher handicappers that don't lose balls because they hit it quite straight but not very far or whatever it may be. Do a little bit of research and just find the ball that is going to do what you want. If you hit it naturally hit it low anyway. Maybe find something that's going to fly slightly higher and spin a little bit more. Sort of gets up in the air for you, which is a Pro V1X or the equivalent in the Bridgestone, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Or, TaylorMade TP5Xs even. They do very similar thing to what that Pro V1X would do. Feels slightly firmer, flies higher, spin more. If you go, the ball's just flying too high, it's going nowhere, do your research, find a ball that knocks that down. An AVX would be perfect for that, or whatever the equivalent in the Bridgestone would be.
And if you have the opportunity, go and speak to a professional and get a ball fitting.
Yeah, 100%.
There is such a thing as getting a ball fitting.
There absolutely is.
Right? And it's not that it depends on the level of depth you want to go into.
Yes.
A good ball fitting that you'll hit almost every club in the bag.
Yep.
You'll go around the greens and chip with it. You'll go to the driving range and smack driver with it.
Yep.
You'll see what 3-wood does out of the rough, on the fairway, all kinds of conditions.
It depends how deep you want to dig. It depends how deep. It depends how much it means to you. If you just want to find your middle range ball that's going to do your happy medium of everything, there's plenty of balls out there that do exactly that.
So just having a look at the website, there are, and I want you to count with your fingers here. So we have these are the Bridgestone balls that are available on the market on Golf Box right now. We have the Tour B X, XS, RX, RXS, and that's it. So 4. Sorry.
4 premiums.
4 premiums.
Yeah, cool. Good.
Now, I've just opened up a couple other tabs.
Shit. Yeah.
The one that I would probably be best suited to is not the RXS. It's just the X, if that makes sense.
Which is the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
Because it says here, the Tour B X delivers increased ball speed for maximum distance off the tee and hit and sit performance on approach shots, and is ideal for players with a swing speed over 105 mile an hour who are looking for additional distance.
Beautiful. So basically what that means is, do you have the ability to compress the ball enough for it to do exactly what it needs to do?
Correct.
So it's going to respond to a higher clubhead speed, essentially, and you compress the ball quite fine. You have the speed and power to do so. So if you're swinging it over 105,
that
blow it down the bag, it's going to compress and it's going to react how the ball's designed to.
Well,
That's what sort of that means. So if someone's swinging at less than 90 mile an hour, the ball isn't quite going to perform as well as something that is
see if they've got
within their range, sort of thing. So that's probably what that would mean. That's awesome. I like that.
yeah, look,
I really like that because that's easy to.
very easy to determine.
Yeah.
And then just having a look at the ball I played on Saturday, which was the RX. And that comment down the bottom says the 2024 Tour B RX delivers increased ball speed for maximum distance, and is ideal for players with swing speeds under 105.
Okay.
So the difference between the two, not so much. It's
Not
just
massive.
one's for over 105, one's for under.
Yeah.
They're
One
going to
just-
give you the
one
same
just
sort of ticker. It's just
So
obviously
they do. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. They do the same. Well,
same
they
thing,
do the
really.
same thing. Just one demands less speed,
Yes.
essentially, to perform. Yeah,
Yes.
cool. I like that. That's
Now,
cool.
I'm so intrigued in this.
He's digging
Over.
deep.
Yeah,
Just
it's literally under or over 105.
Drags shouts out Bridgestone real quick because he's highly impressed.
Yeah, very impressed. Like to the point, I don't really.
I've never hit a Bridgestone ball in my life.
I would recommend it. Dead set. Like, have a crack. It'd be worth it.
I would
You know
like
what?
to see what it's like.
You know what? I'll buy a dozen, and maybe next time we go out and have a hit together, we can just throw a second ball down and you can just hit a couple.
I'll hit a couple. Yeah,
just
I
see
just
how-
want to see what it's like.
See what it's like.
I just see what it's like. I reckon it'll feel all right. So.
The last thing I'll say about Saturday, and it'll lead nicely into our next
Yeah,
segment.
a little thing.
Next little topic.
Yeah.
I was super fortunate to play with my mate Mitchell. I play with him every week. I've said that a few times now. But Michael and I have dubbed him the luckiest golfer at Heidelberg Golf Club. I don't think this bloke's lost a ball since 2019. He finds everything, unless he's put it in the piss on 17 or in piss in general, right? He doesn't lose golf balls. He finds fairways when he shouldn't.
So he could buy the most expensive golf balls ever and be fine and never lose
24
one.
carat gold plated golf balls.
Jesus.
And he ain't losing one.
Wow.
And he probably won't scuff them either.
I like how you've led this into
Right.
because I brought this up with you.
You brought
earlier.
this up and you wanted to have a chat about luck. when it comes to golf and
So
being on the golf course.
The topic that I wanted to discuss and see from your point of view, because I don't think we've ever spoken about this before.
No.
Like properly.
I don't think so.
Because This gets real deep from my perspective, as you can probably imagine. You're probably rolling your eyes. I'll fucking backhand you in a sec. Luck. I think it's real.
I agree.
I think you can manifest it, and I'm not going to say wish it into existence, but I feel like if you have all the right mindsets, and I'm not religious at all, but I do have a belief that there is something like an aura. I don't know what it might be. People are probably rolling your eyes. You're going, oh, you're one of them, right? But this probably backs onto my weird superstitions as well.
Probably.
Where I do believe in luck. I do believe there's unlucky people, and I do believe there's lucky people.
Yeah.
What's your point?
There's a quote that I'll bring up in a bit. Keep going.
Oh, right. And I think if you think you're an unlucky golfer, you are.
I agree.
And if you think, oh, I'm somewhat lucky, you are.
Yeah.
That sounds weird. It
Oh, no,
sounds
100%.
like it's like, but I back myself, and I feel like I've said this to you many times, and I do have one thing that I know for some fucking odd reason, and it's because I bring it up all the time that it keeps happening, that I'm very extremely unlucky with on the golf course, and I find it's the only thing that I'm unlucky with. So I don't find.
If you're about to say what I think you're about to say, I'm going to lose my mind because I think I might have the same thing.
That'll be trippy, but anyway, all right, I'll bring it up in a sec. So if I hit a bit of a stray ball off the tee, I don't often get a really bad kick off the tree where it kicks it into the piss or kicks it behind a tree. I don't often find myself in those positions. Generally, it hits a tree and drops down somewhere, and it's okay. It's playable. And get the occasional hop out onto the fairway. Beautiful. Right? I don't tend to find I get really bad bounces left or right and ends up in a shit spot. I don't find my ball rolls into any divots. I very rarely find a divot, I find, which I'm very thankful for.
Yep.
But I tend to be able to hit out of a divot all right, unless it's in a really cooked one. But whenever I hit off the fucking tee and it goes and bounces into a fairway bunker, I am at the very end of the fucking thing, and I have to hit virtually almost wedge sideways.
Yeah.
I don't find and hitting into a bunker, I don't find I plug very often unless I deserve it. Unless I hit a shot where I'm like, oh God, that's a foot underground. But other than that, I usually hit into a bunker and it generally gets some sort of lie where it's playable. And if I get a better lie, beautiful, can get nippy with it. Hitting into a fairway bunker, I'm never in the center or at the front or have like a full shot out where I can actually play this onto the green. It is 100% success rate for as long as I can remember of being up against the lip with no straight way out. I have to somehow hit this away from the lip because I'm fucked up against it. Every time. I can't remember the last time where I've been able to play out of a fairway bunker properly to have more than a pitch and wedge in hand.
Yeah, right.
I can't remember the last time I've had that.
Right.
And like I said, everything else I'm thankful for, and I'm somewhat fortunate enough where I don't generally hit it too far offline, or if I don't generally find fairway bunkers too often. But when I do, I don't have a shot ever.
Yeah, right.
Ever. Even if it's the crispiest lie ever, I could have a crispy lie. Don't have a shot.
I like the word you used a minute ago when you said manifest. You manifest things. I reckon you're manifesting your shit lies in bunkers.
See?
Right?
If you think you're unlucky, you are.
Correct.
And this is what it is. And it's because I keep bringing it up.
I kind of dug myself a hole in doing this.
what I have to do to get
if you
out of
cast your minds back, ladies and gents, we spoke about things that we hate about golf
Oh, yeah.
in an episode recently.
Yeah. It was grievances, wasn't it?
Grievances, air your grievances thing.
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I said that one of my biggest pet peeves is you hit a monster drive, right? And it goes straight down the guts, middle of the fairway, and it ends up in some bloke's divot.
Yeah.
I reckon, and I'm not being facetious when I say this, right? I'm being dead set. Up until that point, it might have happened to me 4 times in my life.
Yeah.
But 4 times where I've like remembered it and it's pissed me off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Since
So it's
then,
enough where you're like, okay, I remember each one. So
Correct.
it's obviously a few. Yeah,
Enough,
yeah,
right?
Facts, yeah.
Since then, I reckon it's happened to me about 12 times. I'm not even
Like
joking.
once every second round.
Yeah. And sometimes twice around.
Really?
100%. And like, so I'll a third of them, I'll put down to just being in like catchment areas, like where a lot of balls
where
end
you're
up.
just like, oh,
Yeah, correct.
know
Like
what I mean?
you hit it where everyone else hits it,
Just-
so you're bound to be in a divot.
yeah.
But the other 2/3 are like, I had one a few weeks ago.
Just random.
I'm not, Joel, I'm not even joking.
Not a divot within 50 meters of it.
Hang on, right? 14 at Heidelberg is a par 5 straight down the hill.
Yeah. There's not a single divot on that fairway.
Hit an awesome driver.
Yeah.
Right? Just, it ended up right sort of rough, semi-rough,
Yeah.
not far. I've just grabbed 2 iron out, punched it straight down there, thought the hill will just roll this thing nicely.
Yeah.
Rolled to about 50 out from the green.
Yeah. Was it in a crater, was it?
It was in, oh my God, right? Tire tracks from like the Mars rover,
Yeah.
like that robot that drove around Mars for like 40 years when it should have only done 2 weeks, right? It was in it, like honestly, one of those tire tracks. Like it felt, the divot was that thick, right? That long. Some bloke just grabbed his wedge and just dragged it along for like friggin' 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Was
And
it
you know,
just a
I
heifer?
genuinely went for like a 10-meter walk in a circle around my ball. There was not a fucking other divot
There was not even a bruise.
in a 10, not even close.
Not even a bruise.
Not even an indentation into the surface. And yet I've found old mate, you know, remember in Space Jam where the bloke's digging the hole? And he's like, I'm fixing a divot. That bloke had been fixing that one or hadn't fixed that one yet.
Yeah, he's getting to it.
He was getting to it, right? Holy fuck. And I'm literally standing over this ball. I got 50 out with a
just a
sand
behemoth.
wedge, right? With sand wedge in my hand
you
going,
shouldn't have pulled
oh,
sand
my
wedge.
fucking, or whatever it was.
You shouldn't have pulled sandwich.
I don't know what I did.
Yeah,
I was,
you
I was that frustrated. I was just like, fuck it, here, hit it. And I think I flubbed it to like just short of the
Yeah.
green. I just, whatever.
Was it sanded and repaired, or was it still a bit cooked?
It was 50-50.
As good as he could. He probably
Yeah.
ran out of sand.
Probably. Being on 14, he'd probably run out of sand long ago and was just like tapping the bucket like that,
Yeah.
trying to get the last bits out of it. The poor bloke. But yeah, no, it's shit.
That's crazy.
But yeah, the whole manifesting thing, I reckon bringing it
It's
up,
a thing.
and I'm hoping I reverse it by talking about it now.
it's a thing.
It's a thing.
People
Right? And-
like one of the biggest things I played on Saturday and I played with a member. His name's Greg, unreal guy. He listens to our podcast religiously, right? And he always loves talking about some of the topics we brought up, and he loves sort of sharing his own ideas about it. I
Cool.
love it. It's awesome.
Rate it.
It's awesome.
Thanks for the support.
Right? It's awesome. Shout out to Greg, right? And I actually versed him on Saturday in,
You played
in a
against
separate
him?
in a separate event. I played against him, whatever you want. Yeah.
Good.
Anyway, I'll talk about that later to you. And he was explaining how he liked how I said that you just got to be your best friend out there.
100%.
And because
Completely
I find there's too many people, which you've gotten a lot better with it. You said you are a naturally pessimistic person, and your optimism has gone through the roof probably in the last 18 months that I've known you.
Okay.
Right, so it's improved a lot. It has.
glad you're noticing.
Even if you don't think so, it has. I promise you, because I've played with countless amount of people that anytime they get up to a shot, it's straight away. Oh, I can't play this shot, or I've been doing that all fucking day, or you know, whatever it may be. I can't hit this fucking club, or something like that. Whatever it may be. But it's speaking it into existence and
It's the
making
whole-
it stronger, making that connection between you and that negativity so much stronger. And I used to be very similar. If I couldn't hit a certain club or wasn't swinging it very well, I'd talk to myself. I'd say it. I'd be like, "Nah, can't. I'm not playing well. Nah, not doing it. Nah." You know, I'm speaking it into reality, and then it keeps happening, and then you keep talking about it, and it keeps getting in your head, and then it just snowballs. So I've really tried to get to the taking the positives out of things, and it's so hard to do, especially if you don't hit a good
And
shot.
making yourself lucky.
And exactly, how do you make yourself lucky? Almost think about it. Think I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Think about what good came out of something bad. And then you sort of wish that more of that into existence. And even if it doesn't happen straight away, I feel it does.
Well,
I feel it can.
it definitely can.
I find I get lucky with things.
Absolutely. And it's a good thing we've gone down this sort of path in the conversation, because it brings me to what I was looking at before. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if you keep putting yourselves in these predicaments, right? And you take a different mindset to it. Like if you're in a divot, middle of the fairway, and you go, fuck, I can't hit that shot.
Yeah.
If you flipped the script a little bit
Yeah.
and actually said, no, I can. I know exactly what to do here.
You know what to do.
I'm just going to execute what I know I need to do here.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
100%.
And you prepare,
Exactly.
right? And when the
execute.
opportunity arises again,
Yeah.
you'll be able to take it on.
You can
head forward.
execute.
Like you'll be
Absolutely.
right?
Very well said.
And so
100%.
it's you say, you know, golfers turn around and go, oh, fuck, I can't play that shot. For the longest time, I was that bloke.
Oh, you
I'm-
sometimes at your worst of times still are.
Yeah.
But it's 95% better.
Yeah.
I promise you. I've
100%. And there are still shots in my repertoire that I'm not confident on and all that kind of
Same.
stuff. But generally, like, and I'm being legit when I say this, there was a good 12 to 18 month stretch where if I was in a bunker at all, forget it. Round's gone.
Yeah, you just straight away.
One bunker.
Straight away.
One bunker.
Yeah.
Right? Now I'm like, okay, cool. They are what
Get
they
it
are.
out. Make of this what I can.
Yeah, and exactly right. And that's what it's been the last sort of 2-3 years where it's like, all right, just get it out and hope for the best.
Good.
Now I'm sort of seeing like, all right, well, now I want to try and start turning my bunker shots into attacking shots.
Yeah.
especially
How
around the green.
can I get aggressive?
Right,
Within reason. If you have a shit lie, right. Just get it in the best spot you can.
And that's that whole preparation meets opportunity stuff. So
100%.
I know I'm going to hit the ball in bunkers multiple thousands of times from now until the day I die.
Yeah. So the mindset.
Right. So if I'm prepared, if I'm prepared enough to meet that opportunity and execute it well and make the most out of something,
the better and better
that's
will
what
be.
turns your luck.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden, if you're prepared, you've got the right stance, the right club, the right technique, the right this, the right that, you might hit it shit. But the luck, because you've done everything else right, the luck is that you still get a decent result.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So
100%.
it's not necessarily about getting a good kick or hitting some bloke in the back of the score and it goes in the hole. It's not about that. It's about being ultimately prepared and trying to execute your skills as best as you can to the point where, like, even if you fuck it up, it ain't going to be that
works
bad.
out okay.
So I'm
still
reading
works out
I'm
okay.
reading Dan Greaves' book at the moment.
Yeah.
The 3 releases.
Yeah.
And a big talking point is that if you do get the technique sorted, you can drag your club along the ground for up to 4 inches, which is that,
4 inches.
right? That.
4 inches.
4 inches. An inch is that, dude.
No, it's not. An inch is 2.5 centimeters.
That's that.
4 inches is this.
All right, well then whatever it is. All right, it's that. All right. Right. Anyway, you can drag your club 4 inches. Let's say that's 4. Are you happy with that?
No, because that's 5 inches.
Anyway, you'd know what 5 inches is.
Yeah, if I doubled it.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the point is, if you hit your club on the ground 2 inches behind the ball, if your technique is correct using his release system, you will still end up with a decent result. Because
Using the bounce effectively.
everything correct, everything else is aligned.
Yeah.
And if the strike's off, cool, you'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Preparation
Yeah.
meets opportunity
I like it.
equals luck.
I like it. And I strongly believe in this. And
4 inches.
4 inches. It completely relates to exactly what I've explained in my golf game. It's related perfectly because I've said it now, and it's not jinxing it. I'm not jinxing it. I'm not wishing it into existence. I'm talking it into reality. My ball won't go in a divot in a collection area. It might, but it'll be on a good lie or something like that. And like I've said, I don't generally find divots in the fairway.
No.
And I
even
don't.
still, like-
and now I've said it all this time. Every time I hit into a fairway bunker, I'm up against the lip. So every fairway bunker I go in for the next 6 months, I'll be up against the lip because I've just talked it into existence. I've talked into reality.
Well, now I think that'd be your homework is to try and go, all right, well, no, if I do find a fairway bunker, I'm going to be all right.
Yeah. How do I? That's yeah. Yeah. And
It's the whole thing of
I
like,
can't contradict myself because I always love talking about mentality changes because I've been through so many, I find, and really tried to work on mine so much, and I feel like I am getting better, and I feel like I've worked out my own sort of mental states as well. But yeah, flipping that one's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Because it's the one thing that stands out so much.
what do we say when we hit the ball in the trees?
Spit.
No. When we're walking up to a ball that we know is in the shit in the trees, what do we always say? There's always
there's always a gap.
there's always a gap.
There generally is. Okay.
There's always a gap.
But yeah, okay.
There's always a decent lie.
So I'm trying to. There's always a decent lie.
There's always a decent lie.
I generally, I'll admit that if I'm in the fairway bunker, actually that's one thing I don't think I've almost ever been in is a footprint in a bunker.
Until recently, you had
No.
yeah.
No. When?
We played Heritage last week on 17. You're in. I literally just.
Oh, but it was playable.
Yeah, you're still in footprints, but anyway.
It wasn't a footprint.
Yeah.
I wasn't in a footprint unplayable.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think I've been in one where I've gone, oh my God, I can't hit this. I can't, if I have, I can't remember the last time. That I wouldn't call a footprint. It was just sort of smoothed out a little bit. But not the point. Yeah, I always find I have a good lie, but I just don't have a shot. And I need to
You need to change it.
somehow figure out how I can just make the universe go, okay, even if I don't have the greatest of lies, just give me a shot.
Yeah.
So do I have to give one up, do you reckon,
No,
in my thought process?
I don't think so.
Because I don't want to get greedy.
No,
Because the universe will know. It'll fuck
No,
me over.
I don't think you need to get greedy. I think you just need to ask for a little bit more than what you're getting. I think even a little bit more with your talent, a little bit more gets you a long way.
Okay, well, if I do find a fairway bunker, I need to hit a better tee shot. Because if I'm hitting a nose hook or a fucking woeful tee shot, ends up in that spot, sucked in, Joel.
Cop it.
Sucked in, idiot. Shouldn't have hit it there.
Yep.
But if I hit a good drive and it just catches the lip,
Yeah.
give me something.
Yeah.
Give me something. But if I hit a shit tee shot,
Cop it.
cop that ass.
Slap on the wrist.
Shouldn't have hit it there. Make bogey. Sucked in. That's.
That's it.
I think. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. That's enough about our luck and.
Yes, moving on. Mitchell Cooper, if you're listening, you are the luckiest golfer I've ever played with.
To
and
sum
I'm
up?
sick of it.
To sum up, what's your summary with it?
There's always a gap.
Ooh. Who are you going to shout out for that?
Marcus Raptopoulos. You owe me a game
That
at
is
PK.
his quote.
It is. He owes me a game at PK.
Even if, look, I'm going to say this loud and clear. Even if there is not a gap, Marcus Raptopoulos will always find a fucking gap. Even if he has to hit through some shit.
Marcus would find a gap in the dark.
Yeah.
He'd find a gap in the dark.
Yeah. Somehow.
Pitch black.
Anyway.
Questions from the second cut.
Shit, I don't have one.
Oh, God.
Well, I got pretty tuned into that, if I'm honest.
got
I didn't even
really
think of one.
zoned in.
All right. Fish or fishes? That's my second question. Did we talk about that on camera? Was that during the pod?
No.
That was off camera, wasn't
Yep.
it? Shit. My bad.
Joel doesn't know what the plural for fish is.
It is fish.
It's fish, but you said it was fishes.
Yeah, for multiple species.
You had Google there to help you. I don't even think that's correct.
Siri knew. All right, let's. we spent 10 minutes arguing about this off camera, so let's not. All right, hit me with your second cut, and then I'll think of mine on the way.
If you had to pick one on golf course snack to eat every round for the rest of your life, what are you choosing?
Oh, I like that. So a snack. So
If you had to choose one on course snack,
define snack. So a sandwich isn't a snack.
Yeah.
It is a snack.
If you had to eat one thing on the golf course for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ham, cheese, tomato, mayo sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
okay.
doesn't have to have tomato in it, but
Yeah.
I'd like some sort of.
Yeah.
Actually, shout out to one of the hospitality staff members. Thursday made a fire. You hear me? Ham, cheese, whatever fucking leafy lettuce shit there was. It was weird lettuce. It wasn't lettuce. It was like leaf.
Okay.
Anyway, and then slapped a bit of mayo on that sucker, and it was in a roll. It was awesome.
Nice.
It was just one of those that was made properly and fresh. It was awesome.
Okay, cool.
I want that
You want that
every time.
every time?
That would be my thing.
I reckon ham would get boring after a while.
Nah, not with that. How that tasted.
You're pretty simple. See, if
So I'd have that because it's good. It's plenty of fuel in it. It's not going to overfill me, but it's going to do enough where it keeps the energy levels up. It tastes good. Whereas I'm not going to go like a meat pie.
no,
Like as good as a meat pie is, it's not going to provide me with what I need to get through the round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
so if I had to pick,
And yours?
yeah, At Heidelberg, we have in the afternoon groups, and if you like, I don't play in the Arvos, but on the few occasions that I have,
Yeah.
and the couple of times I've been lucky enough to be out on the golf course late enough to have one, we do these chicken schnitzel rolls. So it's chicken snitty, bacon, tomato, lettuce, cheese, and mayo in a nice roll. They're not that big, not that bulky. They just hit the spot.
Yeah.
You give me one of those as I walk to the 15th tee box.
Yeah.
Every round, I'd die a fat, happy man.
Yeah.
Very happy.
Yeah. See, I need something.
And you know what the thing is?
Yeah.
The schnitzel isn't the greatest. It's just that store bought stuff.
Surrounds it. It's what surrounds it.
It's
Just
exactly
complements itself.
decent bacon,
Beautiful.
tomato, cheese, lettuce, mayo, good roll,
Beautiful.
golden.
Yeah, beautiful.
Happy.
It's, what I like about this particular snack I chose, it's not too heavy. It's reliable. It tastes good, but it's not too heavy. But it just
Something
does
along
does
those
enough.
sort of bread roll sandwich type
Yeah.
things, because we had some egg and bacon rolls last week at Heritage
How good
with like
was
some
they?
Dijonnaise on top. Ha.
It'd be that.
It'd be that.
It'd be that.
That's very close. Not at that price point.
Nah, no,
But-
true.
But anyway,
Yeah, facts.
something for you guys to work on, Heritage.
Yeah, facts.
Have you got a second cut question? I think you've just thought
Yes,
of one.
yes. I haven't written it down because I've just thought I want to keep it fresh in my head. Would you rather?
Oh yeah, good.
I'm
Keep
good
it
with
going.
these
Yeah,
would
you're
you rathers.
so good with the would you rather's.
Would you rather use your current premium equipment?
Yes.
So you have very good equipment.
Yeah.
It's high end.
Yep.
I'd say. But you have to use. I'm not going to say hickory ball, but a ball from the 1950s,
Okay.
1940s, 1950s. So an old ball.
Yeah.
Or would you rather use 1940s, 50s clubs with a premium ball?
Nah, I'd go the old equipment.
Old equipment,
Old
premium
equipment
ball.
with the premium ball. Because I feel like it'd be a bit more fun using the old
the old stuff.
the old stuff with the good ball, because then at least you know it's not the ball. Because like
Yeah.
there's a bit of novelty to using hickory
Yeah.
golf clubs
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if I had a Pro V1, like I could just go, oh well, it's the clubs then. I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
something
I
sits in
don't
my
think-
mind a little bit better. Something sits in my mind a little bit better, knowing
So
because if I've got my premium, here's the best way I can explain it.
Yeah.
If I've got my equipment, which is higher end of the market,
yeah.
right? But I'm hitting the 1940, 50 golf ball, whatever it is, and it's only going 190 meters
So
with driver.
1940. Oh my god. I'm probably now that I've really looked at this, I'm probably in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
I'd probably use a premium ball with this old stuff because all the irons look the same.
Yeah.
Wooden shafts, wooden heads, steel plates screwed in.
It's not that far away.
Fuck all. Fuck all forgiveness. Like nothing. Hang on,
But
let
that's
me
the
look
thing,
up. Let me look up
put
the
it this
front of
way.
the golf balls.
Put it this way. If you had your TSR2 driver,
Oh,
right, and you whack this feather ball on the tee and hit it 180 meters, knowing that you've previously hit that thing 300 meters, you'd look at it and go, I'm just not getting everything out of this.
yeah.
Whereas if I had a premium golf ball and the old equipment, I could genuinely think that I'm getting as much as I possibly can out of what I've got.
I like it. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
'Cause I'm not gonna hit-
I'm looking at some old balls here.
Give us a
And
look.
honestly, I reckon like I don't have the highest of club speeds. I'm probably floating. Probably now in winter it's probably like 110 to 112 sort of thing. And usually I'm about like 114, 115. I reckon would break these.
Oh, 100%.
This one's crooked. This one's in like looks like a pear.
Okay, hang on. Because I've got an old Spalding hot dot,
Yeah.
right? Which would be, when was the hot dot a thing?
Spalding hot dog sweet spot feel. Oh, it's in plastic.
Yeah. I'd rather, if you want.
I won't rip anything.
Spalding hot
But any viewers
dot.
that are watching, if you want to quickly get to this point and tune into the YouTube video,
What's it called? Sweet spot?
Spalding hot dot non-cut cover.
Non-cut.
Oh my god, dude! It feels like a bowling ball. Why does it feel heavy? Oh no! This would behave itself.
So that golf ball is from roughly 1971.
Okay. So it's 20 years older. So You can probably feel it. That's got a bit. Why is that heavy? Does that feel heavy?
Yeah, it does actually.
You can sort of probably feel the
Feels
center.
like a marble.
So, yeah, sort of.
Ugh.
Brother. Yeah, right. I don't mind that.
There's also a Spalding.
If I could use
there's
that.
a Top Flight up there.
If I could.
And there's some Lee Trevino signatures up there as well. They'd be from the 60s.
No, that'd be a bit
Shout
later.
out my.
That'd be a bit later. That'd be later.
Shout out my.
Trevino's not that old.
You reckon?
That ball would be from the 60s, no. Trevino's not that old.
What's
There's
it
no
called?
way.
Lee Trevino.
Lee Trevino's signature two-piece ball. Sirloin cover. 70s maybe, yeah. I don't think from the 60s though. I could be wrong.
1970.
Yeah. Yeah,
There you go.
I didn't think he was that. I didn't think he was getting on. No, he's still.
Shout out to my partner's uncle for giving us those. They're really cool.
They're awesome. But
They're
yeah,
sick.
or
Like using
or your
that pill.
your Pro V.
Yeah. I'd rather use the Pro V1 with the hickory clubs, which is something that's on the bucket list. I'd love to play around in Scotland.
Is 40s and 50s hickory?
Surely.
I don't think. Is it
It's
old
not
enough?
steel.
No.
Because that's the next step.
Well, it still had steel heads, sort of. It had a metal head. Well, for irons anyway. The woods definitely weren't. The woods are still woods, literally woods.
Yeah, 100%. Everything's wood and like, yeah, it's hickory.
It's hickory, 1930s, 40s.
Yeah. Niblix.
50s?
Mashies and Niblix.
What year?
Hold on. The internet.
I love how a question I thought of in 30 seconds has sparked
we could honestly
conversation.
talk about this for days. Genuinely. Yeah. 40s, 50s, the hickory stuff.
If I could use that Spalding hot dot, I'd choose my shit.
Really?
Yeah. That ball can.
Is that like the cut off point for you? Like if like you had to use an older golf ball than a 1971 golf ball, that's where you'd probably switch back over to hickory clubs with a Pro V1?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'll say that. Fuck it. Yeah.
Yeah.
1970 and
More
newer
current. Yeah.
and newer.
Yep.
I'd probably go
Your stuff.
my stuff.
Yep.
Just based on that ball, because that actually felt okay.
It felt okay. Just
It did
heavy.
feel. It felt heavy because we could feel that.
That's not too hop stopping.
Probably.
That is not too hop stopping.
I feel like I'd figure it out quick.
That's the hole in one ball, so be very careful with that.
See, it's fresh as no shit. You played like 6 holes with it and you flushed it. See, the weight of that I feel is the same, but I feel like it's distributed different. I feel like it's.
I feel like the hot dot felt like the weight was more on the outside of it. It's weird. It was more on the outside of the golf ball,
Outside?
whereas that feels like it's on the. Oh, actually, no.
I feel the opposite. I feel like
Yeah,
that was on the
no,
inside.
you're right.
You know what
Sorry,
I mean?
I got it the wrong way around.
I feel like that's just obviously it's a premium
Right,
brand.
we're rambling. Let's get going. Yeah, I like it. I'd do that. The hickory stuff with the Pro V1, I reckon, up until that point, and then I'd swap.
Yeah. All right.
Because I want to try and get the most out of my equipment rather than the golf ball. I'd be very upset if my 2-iron all of a sudden goes 122 meters. So, you back it, bud.
Yeah. If that ball felt secure, so yeah, I reckon.
Just to wrap it up quickly, a couple things coming up. We are in the process of trying to organise a guest.
Yes.
Possibly next week.
That
Hopefully.
fingers crossed. Fingers
Crossed
if all
next
works
week all
out.
goes well. If
Hopefully.
not, in the next couple.
Hopefully they are listening.
We have got the Open.
Beautiful.
Coming
I
up
actually
soon.
just got a text from them saying they're down.
Sweet.
So at this stage,
All things going
it's
well.
penciled in. We'll say it's penciled in.
It's penciled in. Episode 21 will be with a guest.
The
If
episode
not,
21.
we'll let you know.
So I was discussing with this guest today. It will most likely will be branching off their journey.
Yeah, we'll get into that next week. But I think
know.
for now, the teaser is that potentially episode 21 will have a guest.
Yes. Okay.
Let's just leave it there.
We'll leave it with that.
Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to bring you this episode. We hope you've enjoyed it very much. Be sure to go and like and subscribe on the YouTube and follow us on Spotify. Leave us a review wherever you possibly can.
Hit him good.
Check out our TikToks and Spotify and Instagram. Sorry. Hit
Do
'em
your
good.
ball research.
Do your ball research.
And if you have any questions, we'll like whether you upload a video of this or not, I don't know.
Sweet.
But do your ball research and find your nearest. even your nearest pro shop or your head pro,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Someone who will know. Someone who can steer you in the right direction.
They will know plenty and just provide them with what you're looking for in a ball. Or if you don't know,
if you don't know anything, someone out there does.
Absolutely.
So
there's so many people
find
do.
them.
And I back that the staff members at Rosanna, the professionals at Rosanna, I feel like we're very well equipped. Of course, with the brand that we represent titles strongly. But anyway, so if you need us, call.
If you need us, let us know.
Yeah.
Hit them well, like and subscribe everywhere. Check out Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Cheers.